Okay, we have, like I said, was about to say, somebody coming at 10 from the King County Public Health Department, but we're a little ahead of schedule, so we're going to jump around a little bit on the agenda and talk about the 2023 Keller deduction. I believe General Counsel Shanklin's ready to talk about that. It's on page 103 of your materials.
Good morning. Yes, the materials are pages 103 to 114, and I will be referring to some of the pages as I go through this, since it's something we do every year. Sorry to be repetitive. So as you can see on the beginning of the documentation, we do a Keller deduction because that is required by our bylaws. The bylaws, that would be in Article 15. It says the bar shall use a conservative test in determining whether an individual activity is chargeable or non-chargeable. Chargeable means that it essentially meets the definition. Thank you, Rex. I apparently had forgotten who I was, and now everybody can tell, including me. Meets the definition of what is chargeable and what can be what activities can be paid for by compelled license fees. In the U.S. Supreme Court's case, Keller versus State Bar of California from 1990, essentially the test there is that mandatory fees may not be used over a member's objection for activities that are political or ideological in nature and which are not related to the regulating the practice of law or improving the quality of legal services. And so the calculation is made up of three parts, and I guess not to bury the lead, the amount this year that we calculated is $6.90. There's a table in your materials that compares how that amount compares to other years, and that is at page, oh, I thought I wrote it down, but I'm not sure. Is it really 105? Okay, that's what I wrote down. I thought it was wrong, but it's on 105. Thank you. So the 105 compares that number. So there are three pieces to the calculation, and we changed our approach to the first piece a couple of years ago, based on the fact that the definitions of what is germane or what is chargeable are slightly or fuzzier now based on all these court decisions. It's clear that Keller is still good law. It's been upheld lots of times, but the definitions remain a little fuzzy. So based on our bylaws conservative approach, instead of calculating out the exact percentage of the legislative activities that are chargeable and not chargeable, we've included the entire amount, the entire legislative activity amount, and then for the calculation, that's divided by the number of expected license fee paying members for 2023. I do want to make clear, though, that by including that, we are not saying that we think that all of that or any of that is not germane. We are acknowledging that the definition is fuzzy and that our members could disagree. You will see in the backup documents, which are at page 107 to 114 in your materials, that we have still included all of the backup the information about the specific legislative activities and whether we classified it as chargeable or not chargeable. But again, the entire legislative budgeted amount for 2023 is included in the Keller deduction. And then the other two pieces, the ABA delegate activities, because the ABA takes political positions, we include that entire amount. And so for the calculation, then it's of course divided by the members. And then the last category is the one that is very fun to calculate. And that is essentially, we look at everything else that we do and we determine whether any of that should be not chargeable. That can include things like time spent at Board of Governors meetings, hearing the ABA delegate report, or things like that. And so then the rest of the materials just go through that calculation and show you the math. And then on page, let me just make sure I have the right page. Page 106 is the chart for all of the license types and how the $6.90 deduction applies to each of the license types. And so this was presented to Budget and Audit. Budget and Audit has recommended it to you.
Any questions for General Counsel Shanklin? We have a question over here.
No, I'm so moved for, this. Thanks.
So there's a motion to approve the 2023 Keller deduction. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Not seeing any hands up, real or virtual. Okay, we're ready to vote. Governor Abell.
Aye.
Governor Adwale. Governor Angelville.
Aye.
Governor Boyd.
Aye.
Governor Clark.
Aye.
Governor Couch.
Aye.
Governor Dresden.
Aye.
Governor Higginson.
Aye.
Governor McBride.
Aye.
Governor Peterson.
Yes.
Governor Pertzer. Governor Sayani. Governor Stevens.
Aye.
Governor Williams-Ruth.
Aye.
Is there anybody I missed? I have 11 yeses, 3 not voting. Is that what you have, Executive Director Nevin?
Yes.
Okay, the 2023 Keller deduction is approved.